Hey folks, and welcome back. Hopefully you're ready to leap into some new stuff in C++ programming. Uh, what we're going to be working on in this video is starting to work on creating our own functions. In C++, we can write programs that have multiple functions. These new functions work just like the ones that are part of the standard language. They go off and perform some task, and then they return control to your program. Now, the big advantage of writing new functions is that this allows you to break up your code into more manageable chunks, into more manageable pieces of programming. It also allows you to reuse chunks of code so that you don't have to keep typing the same code over and over again. Now, these new functions should do one job really, really well, and they should be limited to doing that one job. In order to understand this, we're going to create a program that has a function that all the function does is give the instructions for the game. That is its one job, and it does it well. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I've got a new text document, and I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I will name this file instructions.cpp. Okay. My opening comment, I just call this instructions. And I'll say that it demonstrates writing new functions. Okay, in the opening part of my program, I will include iostream, and that's the only file that I need to include this time around. I'll give the directive that I'm using the std namespace. Okay, before you can call a function that you've written, you have to declare it. And you call this a function prototype. Otherwise known as a declaration. Okay, one way to declare a function is to write this function prototype. This is code that describes what the function is. You list the return value of the function, or void if the function returns no value, followed by the name of the function, and then a list of any parameters between the parentheses. We're going to put this one as void because it's not going to return a function. You could also have int, string, char, any of the various types. Whatever type of response is going to be returned by that function. In this case, it is a void. So we do void instructions. And then we'll go ahead and open up our main function. Okay, the first thing that our main function will do is call our instructions function. And then it returns 0. Okay, that's all that our program does, is call our instructions. So we need to define that function. So now we have void instructions. We open our curly brace, and we'll just do a cout, welcome to the most fun you've ever had with text. Here's how to play the game. And then we would add additional text in here if we were actually writing a complete game. Now I close out my curly brace. Notice I do not return anything here. Because this is a void function, it does not return any data. It doesn't even return 0. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save that. So what we've done, we have given our function prototype, we've declared our function. We have opened our main function, and we are calling the function instructions here. Then we return 0, that exits the program. Below that, we have our function definition. Void instructions, cout, welcome to the most fun you've ever had with text, here's how to play the game, and then it closes. Okay, we've saved it. Now we'll go ahead and compile. And run it. And that's all it does. Now, when you're writing and calling functions, you're doing what's called abstraction. Abstraction lets you think about the big picture without worrying about the details. In this program, I simply use the function instructions without worrying about what it does or how it displays the text. All I have to do is call the function with one line of code, and it gets the job done. Now, this may seem odd, but you use abstraction all the time. Think about if you ever go through the drive-thru at McDonald's and you ask for a number 4. Now, a number 4 isn't actually a menu item. A number 4 is an abstraction of, say, a double quarter pounder with cheese, a medium order of fries, and a medium drink. Okay? So the number 4, that's an abstraction for those 3 items. Now, say that you said you wanted a number 4 supersized. Okay, that means you want that same number 4, but you want the fries bigger, the drink bigger. Okay. On the employee's side, if they say that they have just filled a number 4 and sized it, other employees know that they've grabbed a sandwich off from the heat lamps, they've grabbed your fries, they've grabbed your drink, and they've taken that to you at the drive-thru window, collected your money, and given you the food, as well as any change that you might have gotten. Okay, that's a lot of detail, but abstracting it, you just say that you filled a number 3 or a number 4. You don't have to worry about the fine details because you're using abstraction. Once you have defined these functions, you don't have to worry about the precise details about how the functions operate. All you have to worry about is you call that function, it does the job. Okay, so that's it for this segment. After this, we'll talk about parameters and return values as we start to develop more complicated functions.